This house is made of boats. Just thought I'd point that out. That water looks really dirty. And I want nothing to do with it. The Hound Pits Scudder versus Blackie. Oh, dogfights? That's horrible. Wager on the most vicious hounds in the city as they rend one another by jaw and fang. Come to the pub known for the best ales and the freshest blood ox stew. Okay, it sounds tasty. Can I look inside? There's a cage in there. A chair in it. I'm assuming that was where they fought the hounds. Why did I read that one on the ground when there's one right there? Yeah, whatever. Oh, something up there. See, it's shiny. Can't tell me it's not. Nothing better than some roof wire. No idea what that is. Doesn't give me a prompt.
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized.
Curfews,
Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
Well, yes, but also the most unjust, so. Hello? Anybody in there? Guessing this is the brewery. Whiskey. And water. Tap water from a dirty river. Ooh, there's coins on there. I can barely see them because of the lip. Anything else? No. Alright. It's kind of messed up that these guys save me and the first thing I do is go rob them. Hi! How you doing? Hi, Lydia.
My, you must be Corvo.
Maybe.
I am Lydia, at your service.
Oh,
Your room
really?
is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Yeah, I mean...
Attention.
What do we got here? Litany on the White Cliff, excerpt from a series of Overseer invocations by High Overseer Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions so that others will not lose their way. And to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes, in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. But I like strangeness.
The Old Port District has been added to the evacuation list. The Weeper count for the month of seeds has increased. The Lord
Weeper
Regent
count?
has decreed that plague ordinances will remain in effect through the month of rain.
Geez.
Stay alert.
Harpooner's song. Oh, this was in the trailer. Excerpt from a book of sea shanties sung by sailors. Yeah, no.
Stay loyal.
Yeah, no. Maybe later. Not right now. Hi, how you doing? Bathtub. The Shadow on Bitter Leaf. Excerpt from a longer work of fiction. Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise and esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clenched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and it is now your turn to be mended. That is freaky as all hell. The Young Prince of Tivia. Oh, it's a play. Lord Nathan Bale, shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothe so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tivian. Prince Calisair, moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me all alone. Lord Nathan Bale stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house. Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal. I almost said scoundrel. Prince Kalsar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale gasping. Oh my, Kalsar, your skin is so warm. It burns. Jesus. You gonna sleep with everyone in the family? That's horrible, man. Wait, what's that? Oh, it's just a sink. Pear. Because Pear. Where'd she go? Lady, where'd you go? So we'll look around a little bit more. Ooh, what's in here? A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, instead of a tavern. Excerpt from a travel journal from a whaler in his final years. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling. Too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime, but it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne, fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandysia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as lines of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing amongst the waves under the moonlight, only to be spread by ugly, weathered, scarred men who'd knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east off Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Well, damn.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district
due
to risk of infectious contact. Violators will be
Gaffer's
taken
Tale
to the
Volume
London
1.
district
I probably
for
should have read that one
treatment
first.
and rehabilitation.
Havelock Log Entry 1. In an audio rap player. You know what? Screw it. Let's listen to this at least.
Log entry 1-4. It seems we have moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location.
That's me.
Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb.
So at least one of the people...
Switch, where the hell is...
Okay, so... at least one of our allies, Mr. Havelock here, seems to be a military man. I don't know if that's in our favor or not, but... Havelock Entry 1. It has been days since our men dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewers. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeed in getting the packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass-produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldbridge, and if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5. 1 in 5? I don't know if he even knows me personally, so that might not be surprising. Admiralty and the Fleet. Excerpt from a book on naval history. With each of the isle has some form of naval fleet. None is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long and proud history of great ships and the admirals who commanded them. Boys come of age in the cities of Gristal, hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Gristal continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represents the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. We actually saw one of those coming in. It seems like whaling is their most important trade here. All right, A Gaffer's Tale, the first volume, since we read it out of order. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1, or A Gaffer's Early Adventures. My sister Nina and I left Tivian together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood, leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we had always known. We boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I had helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eye, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up and close. Nothing had ever fired my spirits so as the wind in pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale, being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned, tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes, but she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. And then everything went to shit, as we saw over in the other one, right down there. That was weird. Do I have mouse whipping issues in this too? Because that would be annoying. Hello, anybody in here? Ooh, platter. I'm gonna sell everything. This one open? Yes, it does. Money. And ooh, a tart. Powdered crystal.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
And an aristocrat. Obviously. I can already tell I'm not going to get along with him. Oh, there you are. Hey.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
Ah, yes, it is. Can I not take her key? I guess I can't take her key. Ah, fair enough. She did already see me. I didn't sneak up on her properly. Oh, what's in that room? Probably nothing. Probably fallen away, because it seems like most of the buildings here are just completely decrepit. This was my room, right? Yeah, this is my room. Corvo's chambers. Greaves lighting oil, high grade and undiluted. Yeah, right. Ooh. Coin of 10! Yay! Break a bottle in celebration. Another coin of 10. The weird lanterns. I guess they're burning whale oil. That would make sense. Medicinal herbs. They cure things. Let's just leave it at Open door. Let's just leave it at that.